you knew this is what you wanted to do from a young age. You and your friend knew you wanted to break in the business. Talk to me about training and when you decided to start seriously taking a look at wrestling schools.
Yeah, for sure. Long story short, me and that friend, grew apart in school. I took a different path, started playing music, and went that route. Had a blast with it. I told you previously, lived in Hollywood, lived in Nashville for a couple years, and did exactly what I wanted to do with that. And then when that kind of ran its course, is when I had moved back here to North Carolina about 10 years ago. Had a great office job that I loved. But while I was working at that office job, I had some time to kill, and I was looking on the computer, and I was just scrolling through, just looking on Facebook, and there was a guy, just I don't know if it was an ad or what, that said pro wrestling school starting up here in Charlotte, and I clicked on it. I was like, I mean, this is exactly how it went. I was sitting at my desk, and I was like, I'm working out these days. I think I'm in shape. I used to love wrestling. I'm not doing anything outside of work. It would be cool to learn to do one match. So I clicked on it, and it was the old WCW wrestler Lodi. And I was scrolling through his page, and I was like, we got a lot of mutual friends, but this one guy keeps commenting back and forth on his stuff. Well, come to find out, that was a mutual friend of ours that worked just down the hallway from me, a guy named Dax. So I ran down there and I said, hey, Lodi? And he said, yeah, roommates from college and best friends and all this stuff, and had never put two and two together. I was like, I want to learn to do one match. Reach out to him and let him know that I'd like to start up at his new school. I'll pay whatever. I'll go for a couple months. Let me try it out. So lo and behold, our buddy Dax set up a day when I could go down there to him. He was probably 15 minutes from my office at the time. And I remember I walked in uh, July of 2018, and it was me and two other guys. And like I said, Lodi had dabbled in training. Like I said, some people like local people, Charlotte Flair, her brother Reed, several different people from around here, but he'd never had his own school. So we were his first three or four people, and I mean, it wakes you up. I mean, people say what they want, but, when you hit that mat the first few times, it definitely lets you know how it feels and it wakes you up. But sure enough, that was July of 2018. We stuck with it. And March of 19 is when me and those other two guys had our first match. But it was probably 2 or 3 weeks in, we were hooked. I mean, you go back and watch the cell phone videos that you kind of take. Hey, take a video of me hitting the ropes, or take a video of me falling down, and it's cool to see it on the phone. So we were just hooked after that.
Yeah, when you take those first bumps, they hurt like crazy. You
Are you done?
really it's bruising and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, this hurts.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, you kind of get immune to it. I say immune to it. You kind of, your body adapts to it. But I mean, if you go even a month or two on a break or something, and you go back to doing it after about a month, you can tell you've got some ring rust you've got to work off, because it wakes you back up.
What were some pieces of advice that Lodi gave you starting out that still stick with you today?
Uh, even if it's, even if you're, when you're wrestling live, whether it's just for the live audience, whether it's for people watching on the computer now, and, when and if somebody maybe makes it to being on a TV scale, you're not just performing for the people there live. You got to remember there's audience on the computer watching, and you got to remember there's audience on the TV watching. On the other hand, though, he would always say for the people live, whether it's 15 people or whether it's 2,000 people, that's not your fault. Those 15 people, it's not their fault either. So you're going to give them the same show that you would have gave the 2,000 people. So don't change the way you wrestle for the amount of people that showed up. Give them their money's worth.
Yeah, you
You know.
always want to be prepared and you always want to do your best to make sure that you execute the moves safely and
Mm-hmm.
your performance level is up at a high level. So you have to really make sure that you're going out there putting on the best performance as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your first match like? Was it nerve-wracking for you? Did you feel more confident afterwards? What was your story learning how to wrestle and being able to get over any fears in the
Well, yeah,
beginning?
so the same thing is I will say it's the same thing as playing music live. Once you get past that first song or two, you get about 10 minutes into the thing, you're super comfortable. When you realize that you're having fun and the crowd's having fun, it's super smooth. Luckily, like I said, me and those other two guys, we all started the same weekend. We had a Friday night show and a Saturday night show local, and they were both packed out. Friday night, for me, it was a one-on-one match, and luckily it was with a guy that came and practiced with us and sparred with us, and it went very smooth. And I would have to say, probably halfway through, but definitely at the end, I was like, that was way smoother than I thought it was going to go. Um, the next night, the second match, Lodi and a couple of the other guys putting on the show, they didn't go out of their way they wouldn't never embarrass us, and they wouldn't never put us on the spot, but they wanted to um, uh, test what we had learned. And so they kind of last minute said, hey, y'all are going to be in a tag team match. We've only been in one match the night before, let alone a tag team match. And so sure enough, we pulled it off. I can guarantee, I promise, it's been 2019. I have yet to watch the full 15-minute match because I just cringe thinking about some of the stuff that I did. But the first night match on Friday night went super, super good. It was awesome.